All right, I'm sick of this crap. We have a lot of people running around today talking about, there's our constitutional rights don't apply because there's a state of emergency. They threw the Constitution out the window and so and so and so. You have no idea what the Constitution means and what it was set in place for. You cannot take away the Constitution. First of all, a state of emergency has a time limit. I've used this example before, but I'll use it again because some people seem to not understand the simple basics of things. And they're giving these people mind powers over them and that are supposedly run the world and can do whatever they want and so and so and so, which is something else I'm about to get into too, because there are a lot of people, just like the fourth person I done heard from, who tries to tell me, these people are all powerful. Yeah, they got a lot of power, but I'm gonna tell you something about that after I get done talking about this. A state of emergency can only last for a certain amount of time, and if that state of emergency was fictitious in the first place, the Constitution still stands. The Constitution stands, period, for anybody who is willing to die for the principles, values, and what is written within it. If you have a gun or you have means of protecting yourself in some type of way and you are not afraid to die, the Constitution still stands. Yeah, they might have strapped it out the window in their own mind, but if you let that mean that it is out of your mind too, that means that they can take it out of your mind too, then what were you even, why would you even say that you knew what it was about in the first place? Because it's apparent that you do not. Now, I'm sick of these people in their fear-mongering, their psychological operations, and make you think they can do this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something, the point that I was going to get to. If these people were so powerful as a lot of you guys seem to give them credit for, and as a lot of you guys seem to think they are, and they can do what the hell they want to do, their goal is to make us slaves into basically be 1984 type junk. If they had the power to do that, why haven't they done it yet? Because you're giving them way more power in your mind, falling for their little psychological operations and their little, oh yeah, we run the world, we do so and so and so, than they actually have. They are petrified of people waking up and understanding what's going on. If you're just going to give up and say, oh, well, it don't matter, we're not going to win, the sheep are going to lead us to so and so and so, then you're one of those sheeple too, who are leading us into slaughter. Because nobody ain't going to lead me nowhere. And I don't give a damn if it's just me by myself. They can do what they want. Yes, we need to link up and all, start our own whole old system, if you ask me. But if we're not able to do that, you need to have the balls or the backbone or whatever you got to have to stand on your own, regardless of what everybody else is doing. Call yourself a man. You can't call yourself a man. When you're in that type of mind state, you can't call yourself anything like that when you're sitting here afraid of people who you claim can do all of these things that they really want to do, and that is their agenda, but they haven't done it yet. So you don't get that apparently they're not as strong as you think they are. Because if they are, there wouldn't be no, let's see if this will work on them. Let's see if that'll work on them. Let's let our little scientists of human behavior watch them and so and so and so. They still haven't figured everything out yet. Just because they know certain things based on their little experiments of human behavior, apparently they don't know everything, because if they did, then all their little tricks, the main tricks that they wanted to happen, that were going to fool us into ushering us into their whole little new world order, it would have happened already. And we'd be there right now. And you wouldn't have no choice of nothing, period. You better understand that. And wake the hell up. Instead of being in this damn sheeple defeated mind state. Because I don't want to be rolling with anybody who is already defeated. You are no use to the cause. No use at all. You might as well just go and dig a hole and bury your head in it. Or put your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. Nobody wants to hear all that crap. Over here trying to take down these tyrants, and you're over here talking about, how scared you are, or how we're never going to win, or how the sheep are going to do this and lead us. Don't think us. They know us. I'm not with you if you're in that mind state. Ain't no damn us. I'm me. with what I know is going to happen. And I don't care what, I don't know who us is. The only us I'm with is with us who think that, or who know that when it comes time to do what we got to do, we're going to do it. And there ain't a damn thing that they can do about it. There ain't a damn thing they can mandate. There ain't a damn thing. And you can say, oh yeah, the majority and so. Who gives a shit about the majority? The majority, who remembers the majority? And it ain't about me remembering in history. But who remembers the majority in history? Who remembers the killers of people like Malcolm X and so? Nobody remembers them. They remember the few who we all still remember today. Some of us a little bit misguided on who they really were and what their real agendas were, but we remember those who stood up to things in past times still today. We don't remember the groups that said all this about them, or the masses who didn't like them. You think the same masses who didn't like what the people who I'm talking about now were saying are the same masses are right here now today. And guess what they're going to be remembered as when history goes on? They're going to be remembered as the masses who didn't like what whoever said. Whoever's name that's going to be remembered in history, but it's not going to be theirs. Masses. Or should I say the asses? But you're a part of those asses if you honestly think that somebody can scrap the Constitution under some loopholes. You don't understand it. You do not understand it, period. Good God. I mean, maybe one day you'll know that you are going to die regardless of if you want to go along with this, all this crap that they're saying or not. But it depends on if you're willing to die and you're willing to do the right things up until the point that you die. That's what matters. I could die right now or die tonight and be perfectly fine with it. Because first of all, I'll be out of this crazy, crazy world, but I know that at least I stood on the right principles, values, and morals until the day that I died. I'm not trying to live forever or in infamy. I'm not saying that, I'm not telling you this to make you think that to try to give you some kind of advice to be remembered all throughout the times of history and all that other stuff like that. I'm trying to get you to see that nobody has no type of power over you except for the power you give them. Regardless of what the majority does, regardless of what you think they're going to lead us all into, nobody has that. Nobody has the power that you are giving these people credit for having, because again, these people are power hungry, wannabe dictators, but and you say that's what they're planning to do and planning to do this and planning to do that. Yeah, that's fine and dandy. But if they are so as powerful as you're giving them all this credit to be, then why can't they just do it right now without even have to worry about fake mandates and fake this and psychological operations and all this stuff? If they were that powerful, it's because they're not that powerful. The only power is within the people, and there are so many people who don't understand that. That's why they have to breach the minds of whoever they can breach the minds of, and make them think in this mind state. Like I was talking about this movie, The Mist, where all that. Oh no, was it The Mist? The Mist, and they were all in that. It was basically a mist that came throughout the land. It came throughout the whole. I don't know if it was just the country or what, but you couldn't barely see anything. And then there was this family who were at a grocery store when the mist got to them. I'm not really telling the story exactly right. It's a crazy ending on that story, though. I'll tell you that. It's a Stephen King, I think, movie written. That don't matter. So they're in the gas station. They're in some grocery store, and then this mist comes. And at first, everybody's like, it's just a mist or whatever. And some guy goes out there and gets basically killed in front of everybody's in the grocery store. So they're holed up in the grocery store trying to figure out what's going on. And there's this lady in there, and she's reading from the Bible, and she's brainwashing people. And I'm not saying that this isn't anything about religion or the Bible or anything like that. This is what the movie was, because this can be applied in so many different ways. You don't have not just the Bible. That's what people don't understand. They think they are so right about the Bible being able to brainwash somebody, religion being able to brainwash somebody, but they can be brainwashed by so many other things as well. So the lady is using the Bible to brainwash all these people, and then they end up killing for her. They end up believing because things seem like they're happening the way she says they're happening in the Bible and all that stuff, and they believe her as some kind of prophet goddess type lady, and then they follow her and do her and so on. That's what they are doing right now. They have to infiltrate the mind. But if they were so powerful, they wouldn't have to do that. They would just say, all right, snap, let's do what we want to do right here, right now. There's nothing nobody can do about it. But they can't, because they are outnumbered and they do not have the power that you think they have. So you can be scared all you want, or be in that sheeple mind state, even though you want to talk about the sheeple or whatever. You're in the same mind state as them if you're afraid of these cowards. Afraid of what you say, afraid of what you do, afraid if they know where you're at, afraid of what social media platform, that you're using, because they might be able to track you, even though they're looking at your emails. They've been looking at your emails since Microsoft. They know who you are. Sorry, y'all. I wasn't even planning on doing this, but I just saw like another person talking about, oh, the Constitution is no more because we're in a state of emergency, and so in a state of emergency has been lapsed. They don't even understand that. You can't be in a state of emergency for 2 years, or going on 2 years, or even a year. So if you're going to act like you know the rules, or you know the technicalities, make sure you know everything about those so-called technicalities that can allows them or gives them the power to take away our rights, because none of that gives them the power to do that. They have tricked you in your little mind, in your little sheeple mind, to think that they got the power to do that. You want to keep on talking about what everybody else is doing. You stand up and you worry, and you be you. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. They either fall along or they're gonna fall under. It's up to them. Who cares? If you get killed in the process, so what? You won't be here with them. You don't have to worry about the headache of dealing with their asses anymore, now will you? Some of you just turn right around and I proudly stand up next to you in the fender still today. Hypocrisy. Cowardness. Again, I hate saying this, but I have to tell you guys, my ministry, I won't be doing all this political stuff like this with the children, but I will be giving them that type of mind state of not letting anybody tell you all of these things. You go and check it out for yourself. You go, because we're not just going to have tumbling in our building. It's going to be where we have study. We will be doing I'll probably read Proverbs and Psalms sometimes. But if they don't want to, if not everybody, if they're like parents or something have objections to that, that's fine. I'm still going to be doing some kind of tutoring type thing where they get the opportunity to go, instead of, somebody telling them where to look, whatever, just somebody needs to be telling these children how to look, not where to look. That'll be a part of the bonding in the ministry and all that other stuff. And I want to keep mentioning this. If anybody has a company that is willing to sponsor the ministry or the gym, I would like you to contact me through the Bill Cooper Hot Forever email. It's Bill Cooper Hot HOTT 4 ever @gmail.com. I'd like for you to contact me through there, so I can put your name on the shirt as a sponsor, or whatever you need for the product, for selling in the gym or something like that, or have it out there in the gym on display. If you're a gymnastics mom, I know I have to have some kind of gymnastics moms or cheer moms or something who would like to connect. So when you guys come to town, this is of course when the building gets up. So I have to have the funding again. So that's why I have to mention the GoFundMe. The link is going to be in the description box. But there has to be some of you, even if you're not in here in Wilmington area, I know that you'll probably come through here, whatever, that we can link up and even use this building as some kind of new CAGI headquarters type thing where we do our own little organization, our own little briefings and things like that. Not just with the gymnastics moms or whatever. I'm just saying if you're into like fitness workout gyms and stuff, and you find out about the building and the ministry and everything through the Cooper, through like the Cooper Worker, this channel, you come 100% free every single time you come. All you have to do is mention that is what, because I know that only a person who knows and has been listening will know some of the things I say and talk about. I know by what you say if you really are a Cooper listener or one of the subscribers who have been listening to like my takes and stuff like that. You get to come to the gym 100% free. No, you don't have to pay for anything when it comes to using the facility. Anytime you want, you get to come in for free. But of course, I have to get this off the ground. I had to get that first part off my chest. So I'm about to be done with it. I think I got it off my chest. The GoFundMe for the building, for the ministry, for our even the headquarters of our little, I want to have like an office up there where we can meet, spread real information throughout our ways, because there has to be some kind of alternative, real alternative media thing for platform media that we have to put out to these people to let them know that there is still a real media in this country that is even an alternative to the so-called alternative media, because that is another played out word that is being used. And people go flock to people like Young Turks and flock to all of these things who are not really alternative medias. They are again there for the divide factor. And I'm not about the divide factor. Not at all. I know it might seem like that. You're like, but I'm not, if you're, gay, straight, religious, non-religious, whatever, you're welcome in the group. Only divide factor, I guess you could call it, is the clone-minded sheeple. I can't have those people around me or in this group, because those people will bring you down. That's another thing that Cooper said, is there are certain people. I know some people think I'm being a hypocrite and say, get along with everybody. We all got to get along. But there are times for things, and when you say things, some people are too literal and they don't understand. There are exceptions to certain things. You can't have peace, love, and understanding and everything with people who are like that, who are willing to bring everything that you're standing for and talking for down, because they will lead to your destruction. Hope you guys can understand that. And thank you for listening to my Mad Hatter rantings. But again, the GoFundMe, $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. I don't even asking for more than that. But you could do your part in some way to help us do this thing together the right way. Have an actual establishment that really teaches things about this world, and not just says they teach it. There are so many of them little pamphlets and books. We teach you about the world. We're about this. We're about that. And they are so clueless, don't know what they're talking about, and they do those little packets just to look good, just to be politically correct. And what makes it worse is most of them behind the scenes, they're not even about like what they say. Like I told y'all about that company, City Barbecue, that I used to work for. And, they'll say, oh, yeah, we're a family business. We're about this. We're about that. But behind the scenes, there's a whole nother story. And if you work there and you're listening to me and you know, that makes sense. I hate that so many good people are shunned by these organizations who claim to be good organizations and claim to be about this, that, and the third. But anybody tries to be good, they ridicule them, write them off, and then try to shame them in front of other people. Just like my so-called friends, I always say so-called because they're just as fake as these politically correct organizations are. And think they know something based off the television set. Think they know something based off what's trending on Twitter. And they will shun you. You could be black and call out Black Lives Matter or something like that for being a fraud organization. It ain't that you're anti-black and you're a traitor. They are Marxists, traitors to their own race, and that is the truth. Doesn't matter if you're fully black or not. That is the truth. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Then I really will end. You got to be some kind of slow in the head, or you got to be some kind of slow in the head or silly to wear a mask on your face that says "I can't breathe" across the front of it. I can't breathe laughing at the stupidity that you people just go along with and think actually makes sense. Covering both your airwaves, but you have something on your you have something that's on your face covering both of them saying "I can't breathe."